Hi, LinkedIn Live, and welcome to another episode of Mice Bites with me, Nataly Horan, President and CEO of Authentic Meetings and Incentives. And today I am with Freddy Muller, Executive Vice President of Silversea Cruises. So Freddy's here to show us why Silversea is the perfect choice for your luxury groups at sea. We will have time for questions at the end, so drop your questions in the chat. Over to you, Freddy.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon again. This one's a slightly different atmosphere. This time I am working from home today, so you don't see the Royal Caribbean ship in the background as you did in my previous presentation. But this time I get to talk a little bit about Silversea, which is a brand that I am quite familiar with and currently supporting over here as part of the Royal Caribbean group. So Silversea has been around since 1994. And it was, a privately owned company that really was going after the, elite and ultra luxury clientele. We're going to talk a little bit how quickly this product was a viable option in the meetings and incentives market. The ships were small, intimate, all-inclusive concept, which we'll talk a little bit more down the road. Ships only ranging from just 50 suites up to 360 suites. So yes, all suite accommodations across all 12 vessels, 8 in what we call the classic fleet, and we'll talk a little bit about those destinations, and 4 in the expedition class. It's always great to know who is our clientele, because not everybody can charter, even though a lot of our ships are manageable for full ship charters. Our clients are affluent, well-traveled. A lot of times it's the destination that dictates their next vacation, not necessarily the price point. Adventure seekers and destination-driven. And nothing like destinations when we offer over 900 different destinations, literally pole to pole. We like to say that we kind of follow the sun. And we'll talk a little bit about, some of the more popular destinations in the next slide. In our 8 vessels that navigate the classic oceans, we have our more popular ones are their 7-night Mediterraneans, Alaska, Northern Europe, Caribbean on the shoulder areas, as well as now our very popular Tahiti. Expedition, which is really an area that is really starting to separate us apart, is we do year-round 7-night Galapagos. These are purposely built ships for these destinations. We do Antarctica with our Flybridge, and also we do the Arctic. So from polar bears and penguins. With our Antarctica season, we also include what is a new to Silversea, is we're going to have the most southern hotel, which is called the Cormorant, which would be in Puerto Williams. And this will be also included part of your package when you charter one of our vessels or do a group down to Antarctica. We talked briefly about the all-inclusive concept. So really 0 surprises for the meeting planners. This is kind of just really turnkey. So all meals, port charges, gratuities, Wi-Fi, cocktail receptions. So really from beginning to end, so very little surprises at the end. Just a quick overview on our fleet. As we mentioned, we started off in 1994 with the Silver Wind, the Silver Cloud, followed by the Silver Wind. And now with our newest vessels that came out in 2023 and 24, which are the Silver Ray and the Silver Nova. These vessels are slightly larger than our original fleet, but only with about 350 ocean view suites, offering new categories, new different accommodations. I did have the pleasure of sailing on this during our inaugural season last year, but I want to show just a quick video on what you can expect on board. If we can get the video to work. Okay, I think we're going to skip on the video on this one. But one of the beauties of the ship is the way it was built. It is one of the most sustainable ships out in the luxury market. Between the carbon neutral constructions, waste heat recovery systems, our new LNG that's becoming quite popular within the cruising industry, shore power, the ability to make it battery powered. So it's really almost kind of like a hybrid at sea. Talked a little bit about our guests, but also about the Silversea experience. Dedicated butler service in every category. These are not just stateroom attendants with a white glove. These actually go to butler schools to really train them to really customize and make a unique experience for each individual guest on board Silversea. Once you board Silversea, this is the entry-level category that you will see. Beautifully spacious staterooms that range just slightly over 350 square feet, separate showers, separate bathtubs, living space, and your own private balcony. And we do offer slightly different categories that offer multiple rooms. Even though the ships are small and intimate, they offer the same amenities that you would find on some of our larger vessels, including up to 8 different types of restaurants, which are mostly included in the price of the ticket. Anywhere from La Terraza, The Grill, Indochine, Atlandide, and others that we will see some images moving forward. Most of these restaurants are complimentary, and not everybody's able to charter the ship. So depending on your programs, you are able to close out one of these restaurants maybe 1 or 2 nights during the voyage. So you still have that intimate, exclusive without chartering the entire ship. We have opportunities to dine both indoors as well as al fresco with the Hot Rocks concept, which it's kind of one of my favorites, where we prepare our meals on lava rocks cooked at 400 degrees. And something that's still unique to us, which starts with the experience, is with our SALT program. This is Salt and Land Taste. The concept actually starts where you could sometimes go on a shore excursion, sometimes with the chefs, and pick up local ingredients. And then they actually bring you on board. We actually offer cooking classes, and also where the menu does change depending on the regions. And for those that still have some kind of meeting component to most of the meetings, we actually have not only our specialty restaurants can sometimes be used during the day for meetings, but we do have theaters that have all the audio and visual equipment that you might need in order to host your general sessions and separate meetings. That's a quick overview here on Silversea. Now we'll leave it open to any questions. Thank you.
Hi, Freddie. That was awesome. Okay, question. What is the ideal size to charter a ship?
So as we mentioned, some of our vessels start off as small as just 50 staterooms, and thus would be the Galapagos. It's probably one of our more popular ships that gets chartered, which only navigates in those areas. But then we have the Silver Shadow and the Silver Whisper, which are roughly about 188 staterooms. So normally when you reach about 80% occupancy of these vessels, it does become cost effective to charter the ship versus managing it as a group. It gives you tons of flexibility, anywhere from branding, customizations, changing the itineraries. As long as you give us a ship the same way we gave it to you.
Sounds good. Okay, well, do you offer less than 7 nights?
With charter opportunities, we do. If you have the ability to charter the ship well in advance, we are able to carve out itineraries. So it's not uncommon to see maybe a 5 or 6 night in the Mediterranean or in the Caribbean, with enough notice. And then we'll rework our itineraries for the voyages before and after.
When you say well in advance, that's like a year, 2 years.
It's a great question. Ideally would be, 18 months or out, but all really depends on how the voyages are performing, as we want to be cognizant of the ones that have already been deposited. So I would say the sweet spot's around, 18 months.
Okay. All right, so everything is included, but what's not included?
That's a great question. And it's things of incidental matters. So some shore excursions are not included. Should somebody want to order wines from the connoisseur list, um, casino and spa, and pretty much that's really it.
Okay, that makes sense. Um, let's see. I don't think we have any other questions, but I suggest everybody look out for a newsletter that I will be sending that has the video or this video, other videos, more information, Freddie's contact, everything. Yeah, that was really great.
Excellent. And I'll send you the link to the video so you can share that along with the post.
Sounds good.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.